Okay, to get started on replacing our multifunction switch, we're going to have to get under the dash and start removing this panel. Now there's going to be some mounting screws under here. You're going to have some that are out in the open, fairly easy to see, but then of course you're also going to have others that maybe are behind the hood release cable or even over on this side right here. Let's remove all of them. Now we can grab onto this and pull it towards us. The next thing we need to do is remove this plate. Remove all the mounting bolts. Now we're going to remove this plate right along here. There's going to be two screws, one here, and there should be one right there. Carefully grab that plate. Now, as you can tell, we have some switches and doodads, so of course it's going to have wiring. Pay attention to that and disconnect them. Every time you disconnect an electrical connector, inspect it. If you see any funny colors, it's corrosion and it needs to be dealt with. That one looks fine, so let's keep going. Now let's remove the screws along the bottom here. You'll find one on this side and one on the other side. Moving along to the top of the gauge cluster here, you're going to have 3 more screws. Remove them. Now we're going to put the key in the on position, put our foot on the brake, and then bring this all the way down to first gear. Now at this point, we can carefully grab onto this, and we're going to start drawing it away from the dash. Just remember, we have another switch right here and right there. Okay, let's reach around the backside here and disconnect these. Now you're going to find a little squeeze tab right here. Let's just go ahead and press on that and then draw it away. Squeeze this thing down. Tilt the steering wheel down. This will give us a little bit more access. Now on the back side, you can see the little tab. We're just going to carefully pry this away and then remove it. Set this aside. Now at this point, let's go ahead and put this back in park and turn off the key so we don't kill our battery. Now we're going to be clear to start removing the clamshell here. That's what's housing the multifunction switch. The next thing I'm going to do is remove this right here. You're going to notice as you try to turn it, a lot of times it just won't break free. Wrap it with a nice rag or something that's going to protect it, and then you can grab it with some pliers, hopefully without damaging it. Once it breaks free, go ahead and unscrew it. Looking underneath the clamshell, you're going to find 3 mounting screws. One here, one right here, and then one over here. Don't worry about this one. At this point, you can draw this down, remove that. Okay, so with the clamshell out of the way, look at this. We can see the whole multifunction switch. The next thing that we're going to do is undo the 2 mounting bolts that hold it to the steering column. After that, we'll start removing some wiring. Now we can pull this away from the steering column. You're going to find a press tab right here. Press on that and draw it away. There it is, friends. Okay friends, now it's time to install our brand new multifunction switch. Before we go ahead and put it in though, take a quick look at it. Make sure it has all the same buttons and switches as the original. Assuming it looks good, let's start connecting in the wiring. Give it a click, give it a tug. We're going to do that same exact thing for all the wiring during the installation process. Now we'll just take this, we're going to line it up with the steering column. Once it seems like it's sitting in perfectly, go ahead and start in both of your bolts before you snug either of them up. I have them both started, now I'll just go ahead and snug them up. Basically bottom it out, give it a little extra. We don't necessarily need to break this, obviously. So now it's going to be time to put the clamshell back on here. What you're going to notice is you have some areas that the clips need to set into. So as we put it together, you want to of course be able to bring it down and have everything line up perfectly and latch it in. Key in the on position, first gear. Let's get the upper shell on there. We're gonna go ahead and slide it right over this. Slide that, bring that right down. Latch both sides in and then insert the screws. Now let's grab this upper panel. We're gonna carefully slide it in here, being very careful not to damage the dash with anything that looks like this. Connecting your wiring, of course. Slide this into place. You've got some pins and hooks that you want to make sure that you line up. Once they're lined up, just carefully press it in. Turn off your four-ways if they turned on, put it in park, and remove the key. I'm just going to start in all of my screws before I tighten any of them up. Now let's start putting in the screws for this. Once again, start them all in before you snug any of them up. Now it's going to be time to install our head unit faceplate. Now it's time to get this on there. Pay attention to the back. We want to make sure that we connect in all the wiring that we removed. Make sure that's nice and secure right there. It falls off easy sometimes. Make sure all your wiring's clear. Slide this in. Install your 2 screws. Let's get the shield back up here. Once again, we'll start in all of our mounting bolts before we snug any of them up. Now let's get this plastic piece back on here. Pay attention to your little clippy-doos here. You want to make sure that you have everything lined up before we go ahead and press this in. Check this side as well. Okay, loving bonk. Okay, let's start in all these bolts. 2 for the hood release. Okay, snug them up. Let's get this back in here. Make sure it's nice and tight. Make sure it's nice and tight, and then of course make sure it functions properly. Put the key in the on position and make sure everything functions properly. Headlights, high beams, and of course your directionals and wiper blades.